Hi guys. Out doing some night vlog. The weather was too nice for me not to. And I think the rain is supposed to hit tomorrow. So I'm kind of trying to get that last little bit in until I have, a day or two before I can really do much. I think for today's vlog, or tonight, I guess, we'll go over the naming of motorcycles. I feel like this is something that most, if not almost all, vloggers have done. It's a pretty big deal when you think about it. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because of recent events that have gone down in the last couple weeks. We've had some buddies out of the Let's Ride Atlanta group that have had their bikes taken. We had Chase. Chase just lost his beloved Jackie about 2 weeks ago. Oh, I didn't expect that light to change that quick. So there's a couple of bikes that have been taken just outside of Atlanta. I know one was taken up near Dallas, Georgia. Yeah, so theft is a pretty big issue in the motorcycle community, and I feel that the ease of which a motorcycle can be taken is on a whole nother level compared to a car. And I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why most people don't have a name for their car, or if they do, it was because some dumb memory or some ridiculous story that happened and the name just kind of stuck. But I did not name my car for the same reason I named the motorcycle. Named Ruth. I named Ruth because it was just one of the first names that really kind of stuck in my head, that I felt connected with her, connected with me. I didn't want, I don't know. It just stuck. And the biggest thing, I think, the reason why we name them motorcycles is because that they have a personality all themselves. They've got their own little quirks. They've got their own little issues or behaviors, whether it be motor or, something else that's mechanical on the bike, or even just a look. And with the events that have been going on recently, I think that that's one of the biggest heartbreakers that we motorcycle enthusiasts / bloggers have with losing a motorcycle, whether it be in a wreck or it be being stolen. It's because we've made that connection with the bike to the point where it's earned its name, or we've given it its name because of some reason. And I mean, I'm not going to say that it's like losing a human being, but we connect with these machines on a level that people who don't ride motorcycles don't understand, and they may never understand, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's like right now, she won't go into fucking neutral, or going first. People don't really understand, like, oh, why'd you name, people ask me, why'd you name your bike Ruth? That's kind of weird. And, well, I mean, how many people do you know who've heard named Ruth that aren't, older people, if you do know one, or that aren't kind of quirky in the head? And I'm not bashing on people who have the name Ruth. I felt like it was a very fitting name for Ruth, and it just kind of stuck with me. But with people talking about having bikes stolen and the connections that we have as motorcycle riders, it really, really, really hits you on a whole nother level when you lose something that you're that attached to. And with the biggest example that I can say, and I have all the respect in the world, and all the sadness in my heart goes out to Chase on two wheels and Heather, because what affects Chase is going to affect Heather, and that's a huge thing to go through. Because if someone took Ruth from me, I would be I would be out of my mind for a while. I don't know how I would handle that. I've never had a bike stolen. Ruth is the first bike I've had, so. But so getting back to the topic at hand, why we name our motorcycles, we name these bikes because we have a connection with them. Something that ooh, that's a little bit low of a gear. A connection that only fellow riders and bloggers and stuff share, and to each pair, rider and motorcycle, the connection is completely different, but all the same, if that makes any sense. It's really hard to put into words, and you might think that it's kind of weird to talk about an inanimate object that doesn't have feelings for me, or the whole 9 yards. But it's kind of it's like a pet that only reacts to the things that you do to it, and only goes as far as the connection that you have with it. It doesn't establish a further connection. But like when you talk to, some people talk to their pets and then they respond in kind as if the pet had spoken. We have that kind of a connection with these motorcycles. Ruth does things that I ponder and ask questions about, even though there's no possible way on this planet she would ever respond. And she did. That'd be fucking amazing. And when that kind of a connection gets separated, no matter what caused it to be separated, really fucking sucks. Like, that's just not. I can't imagine what everyone goes through when they lose a bike. I hope it never happens to me, but you never know. Shit happens all the fucking time. So that was a really confusing way to get in here. I've been here and back here once, but never on Ruth. So there you have it. That's kind of a broad generalization of why we name our motorcycles. The different bonds and connections that we have with them. And like I said, that connection is different between different riders and different motorcycles. And one thing that I've noticed of watching people who have gone through different bikes, in the different vloggers that I follow, the connection changes between rider and bike, between bikes. The rider may have the same want to keep that bike, alive and active and running and everything, but the connection between those two, the connection between Chase and Holly, Chase and Holly and Chase and Jackie are, in my eyes, have been two separate, two different connections. On Holly, it seems like she's the mature adult out of the two bikes, and then Jackie is the one that Chase takes out and has good time, a little bit of fun on and everything. And you can see that. You can see that in the way he rides and how he treats the bikes and how he rides on the bikes, which I think is awesome. But when I first bought Ruth, she was nameless for a while, and that was just because of the fact that I hadn't established any kind of connection between the two of us, because I hadn't had her long enough. And then after about 2 or 3 months, I finally figured out what to call her. And originally, Ruth stood for ruthless. And the whole point of that was the fact that when I bought her, I was pretty ruthless in how I maintained her and tried to keep her running. That was a fucking raccoon. That was creepy. It was a pretty brutal process for me to learn how to maintain her and keep her running and get her running and keep her running. Just because of the fact that I had never owned a motorcycle before. So she's gotten me all over the place. She's gone out of state finally with the Virginia Beach trip up to for Yummy and DJ's meet. That was a lot of fun. And I hope that I get to go on more trips like that, because that's something that Ruth and I will have under our belts for a long time. You know, for her it's mileage, for me it's memories, which I cherish. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so if you guys have named your motorcycle, I want to hear about it. Let me drop the name of your bike in the comments below. And kind of give me a short backstory of why you named your motorcycle, and what the reasoning behind it was. I'd like to hear about that. That'd be really cool. But I think that's going to end up being it for tonight. I'm going to cruise around a little more and see about what's going on out here in downtown. I'm probably going to be waiting at this light for a minute. But alright. Oh shit. I'm getting all the fucking lights today. This is sweet. But you guys take it easy, alright? I'm going to cruise around. Peace.